Today I want to talk about a common error in thinking that people make when working with the human body. And that is the error of a single cause yielding a single effect. The effect that we're talking about in this case is pain. So imagine you have pain in your knee and you try and come up with reasons why you're experiencing pain in your knee, and you come up with the reason, oh, well, maybe I don't have enough meniscus left. So single cause, not enough meniscus. Single effect, I experience pain. This is such an incredibly common error. It might be the most common error. And this is a very difficult thing to stop. It's very difficult to stop thinking this way. But if you want to be pain-free, you have to, and you want to solve these problems in your body, you have to stop thinking in the single cause, single effect paradigm. I want to show you an analogous circuit from my old career, electrical engineering, and how we should maybe think about that in the case of the human body and the brain. This circuit is what we electrical engineers call a summing circuit. And essentially, what this circuit does is on the output, it will output whatever the sum of these inputs was. So imagine we hooked up a 12-volt battery here, a 6-volt battery here, and a 3-volt battery here, and that all the resistors in question were 10 ohms. The equation would then cancel out RF divided by RN, because 10 over 10 is 1, and the output would just simply be the summation of these three voltages. And so what you would get is a nice clean 12 plus 6 plus 3, a 21 volt output. Now I'm going to explain how this circuit would be, there might be an analogous sort of structure in your brain's interpretation of pain. Now, in the case of electrical circuits, we're dealing with op amps, resistors, and voltages. But in the human body and the brain, we're dealing with neurons. And our brain has, and our body has about 86 billion neurons. Each neuron is a cell with 1,000 to 100,000 of these synapses, connections to other neurons. Now, here's a simplified sort of mock-up of what could be going on. Let's say you have hip pain. And so your hip pain is being interpreted by this neuron. We'll call it a perceptron. It's interpreting whether or not you should feel and experience pain in your hip. And if the numbers that it's adding up here are greater than 50, it's going to give you a 1. That means, yes, you're feeling hip pain, or no, you're not feeling hip pain. So let's say you had a knee injury in your past, and your knee's actually kind of messed up. And this perceptron for the knee is actually, the higher the number, the more messed up your knee is. And let's just give it a random number. Let's say your knee's at 45. And let's say your hip is actually pretty good. Let's say it's only like you've only accumulated 10 points of damage in the hip. Your SI joint, we're going to say, is, maybe pretty good, 20 points of damage. But let's say you had a really bad ankle sprain and this guy's at 60. Well, if we add all these numbers up, we get 45, 55, 75 plus 60, we got 135. So 135 is going into this. And of course, we're feeling some hip pain, okay? And then we go back and we're like, okay, well, I'm noticing some problems in the ankle, and maybe we make this better. We go, okay, we're down to 30 here. It's quite a bit better, but I'm still at 100, so I'm still feeling the hip pain. You might have to go all the way up to the knee, and you bring this back down to 10, and you might even work on the hip, bring this down to 5, and you might work on the SI joint a little bit and do a little mobility drills there, and get that down to 10, 20. We're looking at 55. You might have made a ton of progress, but you're still feeling hip pain. And then finally, you make a few more improvements in the ankle. You get down to 20 here. And now the addition of all those numbers is only 45. And now you no longer experience hip pain. You're here. Now, add into that the possibility that stress and emotional pain can also influence these perceptrons, and you can get a more complete picture of what could be causing pain.